So, if you didn't know already, Sony now owns Bungie. That is crazy. I mean, it's just so weird. Bungie went from working with Microsoft and making Halo, then they were with Activision, and now they're with Sony. And a lot of you wanted to know my thoughts on this, but I know that there's a lot of questions on this as well, and I kind of want to clear the air on some of the questions that people have about this this partnership, because obviously there's worries about like Sony pushing Sony exclusive content onto Destiny, like how it was back then with PlayStation with Destiny 1. That is not the case. I will say that right now, because Bungie has said it right away that there is no Sony exclusives. Like, they're going to ensure that Destiny and future projects are multi-platform. That's what they've said, and I believe they will do that forever. You know, who knows, like, 20 years from now, if they decide, let's make a PlayStation exclusive or something like that, or like way down the road. But they say that they want to stay multi-plat, and that is very smart of them. The whole point of why they wanted to be independent was so then they could put their games wherever they would like it to be, and also obviously reach more players when it comes to the games that they create. They don't want to be stuck to one platform anymore. So that was not why this collaboration happened. This like Sony acquiring Bungie, and Bungie being like, oh yeah, go ahead, let's make us have to do this and that, and like how we used to when we left Activision for that reason, to be independent. No, they're fully independent. They even said all the decision making, essentially think of it as this way. Bungie is just kind of doing what they want to do, and Sony is just there, just kind of like taking some of the profits from what they earn through whatever they create. And Sony is there to help them as well. So yes, the Sony is getting money, obviously, still from the projects from Bungie. But the coolest thing, and honestly, the one thing that made me very excited, is that Sony can help them with anything. I mean, we've already heard rumors that is basically true now. It is that there will be Destiny movies / TV shows and stuff down the road. A lot of like just all over the place with the Destiny franchise. Like, I hope we see some spin-offs. It'd be really cool to see like a spin-off of like the Golden Age, and like the fall of humanity, kind of like a Halo Reach-esque kind of game that's like separate from the Destiny that we have right now. That'd be cool. Like, they obviously want to expand the Destiny franchise beyond just what we have as a video game right now, and that's great. And Sony sees this. They see the opportunity of this, and that's why they're going to help Bungie on this. They obviously still have been focused on Destiny 2, and we don't know about Destiny 3, but the cool thing is that since Bungie went independent, and I talked about this in a previous video about talking about my hope for the future of Destiny, and where I'm excited because Bungie has been hiring so many people, so many artistic, talented developers to work on Destiny. Many individuals that were hired, and that was obviously one of the things that I noticed right from the get-go when it came to Bungie leaving Activision, is that content wasn't really as large as it once was. And the reason for that is because Activision was helping Bungie when it came to making content. They had Vicarious Visions, for example, help them with making a lot of content. Even though Bungie is a huge studio, they still needed the extra help to supply the enough of content that would be considered, this is amazing. And Forsaken was an amazing expansion, and that's kind of why I was really happy with Witch Queen, because I'm now seeing that gradual increase in resources into the game as they add more people to their team, and that's great news. But what makes this whole Sony thing even more amazing is Sony is there as a helping point. Like, if Bungie needs more help from another studio, Sony can supply any of the studios that they have to help them if that's what they decide to do. And it does, like for Destiny, for other games, but like when we talk about specifically Destiny, this means that they have their vicarious visions that will help them make content, if that makes any sense. So I could see Destiny becoming so huge in the future. Like, I'm trying not to be super excited, but one of the things that I've been very disappointed on when it comes to Destiny is that it's just not enough. Like, and I sound spoiled, and we are pretty spoiled about what we would like in Destiny, and yet, like, this is a true fact. I mean, we need tons of Vanguard Strikes. We need more content to Gambit, or a rework to Gambit. We need to see Crucible have more maps, more modes. Like, the core playlist is probably one of the biggest issues that I have about Destiny, because I used to play Destiny 1, and I'll do like the weekly ritual stuff and such, but then I would focus on the core playlist because they were so much fun. Like, you going through strikes with the heroic modifiers made it so much fun and difficult at the same time. Plus, there was exclusive loot to get inside of those strikes. It was great. Then you would play a lot of Crucible, and there was a lot of new maps with the new expansions, and specifically Taken King, like added around like 9 maps. We haven't really seen that lately, and it's probably more likely because when Bungie went independent, they had to. They realized they didn't have that much help now that they don't have Activision there. But not only that, but they had to split off teams to work on other projects, because if they're going to be independent, of course they're going to want to make multiple different things, like games, not just one. And that's a smart move. And obviously, when they do that, that then leads to less and less resources to work on Destiny content. So with this Sony partnership, we can see content starting to pretty much get to where we are very satisfied in the future. As of right now, it's tough to say because there's no definitive proof on what the impact of this is yet. But I'm just kind of saying, like, what do I think about this for down the road? And that is what I think. I'm really excited on that fact, that one alone, that Bungie gets extra help to make content, because I've been disappointed that I'll play like a season or an expansion and I'll just be kind of over it really quickly, because the core playlist that you just load into doesn't really have my interest as much. And not only that, but it just, Destiny 2 is starting to feel dated. And like, that's kind of where, like, at this point we kind of expect like a Destiny 3 where like the engine completely overhauls, the game is very changed compared to the previous, and that hasn't really happened. We've seen some changes obviously to how the engine works, but we've seen some things that have been questionable, like the DCV, where it's not everyone's favorite thing. I mean, I'm not really thrilled for content being cut, but I understand why they do it. But I feel like they should definitely work on trying to get a better engine for Destiny and so on. But it's kind of tough to do that when you don't have a lot of help. But now they do. So I'm very happy about this. But please do not freak out and think that Sony is now going to push exclusives onto Bungie. No, Bungie has full control on what they're doing. That's the best way that I can simplify it without anyone really worrying too much, is just understand that Bungie is fully independent on this. Sony is there to help Bungie, but also to help Sony by obviously where they would get some of the, that money that is getting earned through whatever Bungie creates in the future. And they already have lots of plans on what they're going to be doing that there's been rumors and hints towards. So like I said, I'm very excited. It's not something to be disappointed on. I normally play a lot with like Xbox games, and I've enjoyed Halo, and I don't think myself as a console fan of like one specific console. I like to play on multiple platforms, and I like the idea of cross-play and cross-save on multiple games. And when it comes to this partnership, there's no need to freak out and think about like the exclusives, the Sony exclusives or anything like that. This is a great thing no matter what platform you're on. So if you play on Xbox, this is amazing news. If you play on PC, this is amazing news. If you're on a Nintendo Switch, I don't know what will happen with there. But I'm not saying there's going to be a Destiny on Nintendo Switch. Maybe the next Nintendo console, who knows how powerful it is, but that'd be kind of weird, but not weird at the same time. Anything's possible, obviously, with where Bungie's going, and that's great. And yeah, like I said, I think the best thing to take on this is that this means that Bungie has the resources now, like a whole lot of it, to make the game that they wanted to make from the beginning now. Well, maybe not right now, but you know, down the road. I'm definitely seeing Destiny getting tons and tons of amazing content in the next coming years, like the couple years. And after Final Shape, that's where I'm the most curious to see where they go, because with all these resources, that's where we'll probably see the biggest amount of impact of what this partnership has done for Bungie. And not only that, but Bungie hiring so many individuals to work on Destiny as well. So it's interesting. I'm curious. But of course, it's a Chibi Hour. What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments down below. Like, do you think that this is great news or bad news, and why? Like, you know, just explain. I think it's fantastic news, as you heard me say over and over in this video. But regardless, though, I hope you have a Chibi-tastic day, night, evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video.